I'm going to be reading from Beautiful Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 26, entitled Fundamental Principles of Material Nature, text 50. Please repeat after me. Etanya samhatya yada mahadadini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagadir upavishat Etanya samhatya yada mahadadini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagadir upavishat Itanya samhatya mahadadini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagadir upavishat Etanya samhatya yada mahadadini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagadir upavishat mahadadini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagadir upavishat being unmixed. Yada, when? Mahadadini, the Mahatattva. False ego and 5 gross elements. Sapta, altogether 7. Saptarishi. Has anybody done Saptarishi recently? Why? In fact,
By your mercy, you can do one today.
Kala, time. Karma, work. Guna, and the 3 modes of material nature. Upetaha, accompanied by. Jagat Adi, the origin of creation. Upavishat, entered. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace H.C. Bhakti Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. When all these elements were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the origin of creation along with time, work, and the qualities of the most material nature, entered into the universe with the total material energies in 7 divisions. After stating the generation of the causes, Kapila speaks about the generation of the effects. At that time, when the causes were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his feature of Garbhoder Vishnu, entered within each universe. Accompanying him were all of the 7 primary elements, the 5 material elements, the total energy, Mahatattva, and the false ego. This entrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead involves his entering even the atoms of the material world. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita 5.35. Antantara sta paramanu chayantara sta. He is not only within the universe, but within the atoms also. He is within the heart of every living entity. Garbhoder Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entered into everything. Translation once again. When all these elements were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the origin of creation, along with time, work, and the qualities of the modes of material nature, entered into the universe with the total material energy in 7 divisions. Hare Krishna. Before I speak, I'm seeking the blessings of all the assembled devotees, especially the senior ones, so that I can say something substantial, so that I can invite the right one. So here we see how Srila Prabhupada explained something very interesting, which is not very obvious to the naked eye, how Krishna is actually entering every single particle of existence, even the smallest one, the atom. Krishna is even there. And it is explained that it's not just there, but it's even in between the atoms. And this is the binding principle which keeps everything together, which keeps everything in order, basically. The modern scientists, they have no clue. They're completely clueless. They have not even the minimum idea of how all these things are coming about, all these elements. They might speculate, they might look into microscopes, but actually what they know is very, very little. They don't understand gravity exactly. They don't understand how things are coming together. They don't know the why of this existence. They can explain so many mechanical processes and so forth, and how the human body is working, whatnot. But what is the purpose of life? And what is the invisible force, the invisible intelligence that is driving everything, that is keeping everything together? Why is everything placed in such a way? Why some people are made in one way and other people are made in another way? You have men and women, you have beautiful and ugly. Who is determining all these things? Who is setting the standards? So, these are the basic things that we learn when we come to Krishna consciousness. Basic things in self-realization. And these basic things are basically not known by the so-called most intelligent and most erudite, qualified people, scientists in this world. Isn't it astonishing? Even there was that past time where Prabhupada called one child from the Gurukul because there was one guy who was speculating, how can God be a person? what is the purpose of life? To serve God. Krishna is God. He was like, you see, 5 years old. It's simple to know. So it is very simple, yet very difficult. And ultimately, we're giving this science to the world. It's not just about having faith. It's not just about it's basically kindergartens matter. It's about experiencing God. We are trying to give the people a facility where they can apply themselves to a scientific process and experience God in every aspect in their life. So this is something special, this is something more substantial, because faith today is there, tomorrow might not be there. And Prabhupada was explaining how faith can be also on the bodily platform. I have my faith, you have your faith, you're Buddhist, I'm Muslim, he's Christian. And so what? You have faith and then you go on with your nefarious activities. Having faith is incomplete. One has to apply himself, one has to experience the presence of God in his life, basically. This is what it means as Krishna enters existence in all the atoms. Still, we are in complete forgetfulness, born out of ignorance. Material world is complete darkness. If the sun is not there, it's completely dark and cold. The Tamasic principles are what we have been seeing here in the verses. Every living entity, animal, material, or plant, is completely covered by material nature. And even the human being, which is the most favorable favorable form of life. When a human being is born, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know how to speak. He doesn't know how to walk. If you're born and you're just left out, that's it. The vultures will eat you. You won't be able to survive. You won't be able to get food. So this is our condition in this material world. And even when we grow up, even though we acquired so many things and so much information and knowledge, language, how to survive, how to be comfortable, still it's not enough, because this is not the real purpose of human life. The four regulative principles, which are not the four regulative principles. The four principles which are present even in the animal kingdom: mating, defending, eating, and sleeping. We also have them. In fact, the scientists nowadays, they're explaining how we are not much different than animals. We do the same things. Yet, we are different because we have the special fifth principle, which is a rational mind. So, a human being, he can inquire, why am I here? What is going on? Why am I suffering? What is happening after that? Why is my mother dying? Why is everybody dying around? So many questions, no answers. But if we allow Krishna to enter in our life, if we open ourselves to revelation, because the knowledge is we just have to open ourselves, we have to open our heart, expose ourselves to the Holy Scriptures and to the holy people who are living the philosophy. And then a complete transformation in our life, a complete transformation of consciousness, of the heart. And then we can attain unlimited glory, unlimited inspiration to live. Because human life is not just meant to be mediocre, it's not just meant to just God give us our daily bread, and that's it, You ate your meals, you worked again under the sun for so many years, another day, same thing, chewing the truth, as Councillor Prabhu was explaining yesterday. No, human life is not meant to be stagnant. This is such a great gift, and we have to acknowledge it. It's such a responsible position that we have attained. It is meant to be a great adventure. It is meant to be a transcendental adventure. I remember when I was getting materially exhausted, so to say, many things happened, and it was clearly Krishna's arrangement, many interesting things, and I was having a desire to experience something more. I was insatisfied with my current condition, the daily routine, and the boredom I was experiencing from just the little material things that I was doing in my life, like eating and smoking some cigarettes. Such a low class of enjoyment. But then at one point, I wanted to know more, and then traveling was there. And then little before joining the Hare Krishnas, I wasn't sure, is this the right thing? Is this it? Do I have to go for it? And then Krishna made a few arrangements. I found some deities in a parking lot, in a bush. I was left I was homeless, and I lost all my money. At a rave party, they even stole my camera and my phone. And it was a very funny situation. I read the Upanishad and I was almost completely convinced, and then the next day I was at this parking lot. And I saw in this bush a little bag, plastic bag, and I just opened it. And what was inside, to my surprise, there was the deity of Durga and Ganesh. And in the middle, there was a photo of another Krishna deities. And I was like, wow, this is so amazing. It's a clear indication what I have to do. So I just went to the temple and asked the temple president, can I join? He's like, yeah, come in 3 days. I was like, okay, I'll come. And I just joined. So it was amazing to see how Krishna, in such a short period of time, because I developed some little bit of sincerity, and he made such a magical arrangement, like astonishing, Of course, now we see it every day. As Keshav Maharaj explains, we're witnessing miracles, we're walking among saints nowadays. So we have seen how Krishna acts in our lives. That is very wonderful. And everybody is there. Everybody is placed in this wonderful mission with his own abilities, with his own psychological, psychophysical nature. Everybody has his own purpose. And everybody is making a contribution to the movement. many wonderful talents. And this is what human life is meant for. It is meant for understanding this priceless gift that we have been given, this human form of life, and developing into the full potential. Pavani Thakur is such a sweet kirtaniya. We have so many artists. We have Buddhist tutors like Narada Muni and Bhaktarayana. And we can only be satisfied in our life if we are to embark on this journey, a hero's journey. Everybody in his life will experience at least once. He will get the opportunity to embark on the journey of great adventures, the self-discovery, self-mastery. To discover the gift that Krishna gave him or her. And then, when we embark on this journey, then there will be many obstacles, of course, many adversities, doubts. That's how the mind works. After all, we have been living in this world with so many misconceptions and indoctrinations. Am I funny or what?
No, I was saying like landmines, like traps that are on the way. Like
Traps.
Like booby traps.
Oh yeah, the minds, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you can lose a limb, And lose a limb. Many obstacles. Many coming from our mind. But nevertheless, we have to continue with this journey. We have to persist. Because at one point, divine intervention comes. And Hadai even knows because he saw the lecture of Keshav Maharaj. He was explaining this. No, I remember that. I really like it. So the divine intervention comes in form of Krishna's hand. So he sends some people to help us advance, to give us new input, to give us new horizons, our well-wishers, our friends, our spiritual teachers. And then we come to a point where we discover this great gift, this ability that we have that is giving us constant inspiration to go forward and to serve. Isn't it nice? Service is such a great opportunity to express our love to the divine by serving humanity. Because every single living particle of this world is part of Krishna. Sanchit Ananda Vigraha. We're the same in quality, but not in quantity. So, this is what this Sankirtan movement is all about. It's about understanding this great gift and offering it back. Offering it with love. Because after all, what else can we offer? Even our lives, even the elements in our bodies, they're not ours. They're not even kept together with our force. If Krishna is not there, we will just melt. Everything will melt. All the forms in this world have no meaning. So, in this way we have to continue and endeavor to discover these talents that we have and give it back to humanity. They say that it is in giving that you receive. Jesus Christ said, I am here to serve the others. Such a revolutionary statement, come in America, everybody's telling you, you have to work, you have to annihilate the competition, get the money, be proud, proud America, yeah. But then, no, actually this is the greatest illusion. Can you imagine? Such a deep illusion to think that this is the ultimate goal of life. And then people are getting so frustrated. People are having mental breakdowns because sense gratification is pure madness. This is what is going on. And we see it. This is the final product of material, of modern civilization, which is so unsustainable. It's just a matter of time that everything blows up. You know? We see all these people outside. They're mad. And this madness is there in everyone to a certain degree. The more one is disaligned from his original nature of a servant, the more one becomes mad. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is sense gratification. And sense gratification will make you more dissatisfied than even before. It's like a blazing fire. And the more you put inside, the more it expands, and the more it burns. And then it burns everything. And then you die. And then you go down. Yes. And then you go up. And then you go down again. And up. And then down. So, this is the reality of our life. Billions and billions of lifetimes. Up and down and up and down. And probably we became fed up. And now we're here. Another time, another chance. In the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, which comes how many times in how many yugas? Very rare.
It's every 1,000 yugas.
I don't remember the mathematics, but it's pretty rare.
It's every kalpa.
Pretty rare. And he has come here.
1,000 yugas seconds.
He has come here to flood the entire universe with Krishna Prema. Everybody will drown in Krishna Prema. But still it is described that when Mahaprabhu was flooding the universe, it is described how the atheists, they were floating. You know, even though there was the ocean with, gushing waves, and it's expanding more and more, still the materialists, the atheists, they're floating. They're not getting the mercy. Because the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is practical. So we have to open ourselves. We have to go out and conquer the world. Just like Parikshit Maharaj went out to conquer the world. Because that was his duty. To oversee his kingdom, to see that everything is going well, to see that all of his citizens are being maintained. And then he saw the influence of Kali, and he prevented it. In the beginning, we're given a small cup of mercy, small cup where we can collect the mercy. Very small cup. So we're getting little drops here and there. And then that's it. Not much. But actually the secret is that when you have that cup, when you get the mercy, the secret is to give it back. Because actually this is the only currency that it doesn't get extinguished when you give it away. When you give it away, actually it expands. It's not like your bank balance that the more you give money, it's finished after a while. The more you give mercy, the more you get it back. And then after a while, your cup is expanding. And you see at one point, you're having this big bucket. You're getting so much mercy. And then you're giving so much mercy. And it's expanding even more and more and more. In this way, the movement of Mahaprabhu is flooding the world with Krishna Prema, starting from the biggest mile in New York City, in the heart of Maya. Times Square, 12 hours starting now. Can you imagine? It's like, phew. Good luck, Maya. Good luck. We just have to keep up the good work. And that's it. So we have to create the opportunity for Krishna to enter our lives. We have to expose ourselves to the mercy, to all these beautiful gems that have been left by Srila Prabhupada and all of his disciples in the form of so many temples, so many books, and the possibility to do Harinam freely in New York City, in LA, in New Delhi. Yeah. Imagine in Russia they cannot just do Harinam, they cannot just distribute books. So we should take advantage, we should discover our talents, and we should try to connect people to the fine arts. We should try to use our speech to persuade them by hook or by crook, because it's for good. Yes. And then the more we give, the more we will get, the more we will experience the nectar for which we've been always hankering. And then Krishna will reveal himself more and more and more, up to the point where one day we will see him in front of us, face to face. Hari is what I wanted to share with you. Your voice. There are some comments, some questions, corrections.
Check the mixer.
Mix it up.
Maybe there's a channel.
This one? This one? Why not?
I mean, that's quite.
Like an endeavor.
Ask the question or make a comment.
Okay, so then you just repeat what
Yeah,
it says.
I can.
Okay,
Not a problem.
I was just, you gave a very nice class about how, we should, so many things. But I was just wondering if you could, the challenges, could you tie that in with the verse? Again?
The challenges?
Yeah, that's my challenge to you.
How do you tie this
Yeah,
into the verse?
I mean, you gave a nice class, but I'm just I'm wondering how is it related to the verse?
Yeah, the main thing was
For me.
letting Krishna enter in our lives.
Like he enters into the whole.
He enters in all the atoms, but the scientists, the material consciousness still do not see Krishna even though he's everywhere. So still we have to allow him to enter our lives by opening our heart, by understanding what kind of precious gift this human life is, and developing our full potential, developing our talents, and then giving them back. These are basically my plans.
Thank you.
I know it makes sense.
Thank you for reiterating that. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not connecting.
No problem. They can ask a question or everything. No problem.
I have a comment
Yes, please.
about your thing about Times Square. Mahavishnu Swami, last time when he came to New York, he told me that Times Square is the heart of Maya, and when we do Harinam in Times Square, we're giving Maya cardiac arrest.
Mahavishnu Maharaj said that Times Square is the heart of Maya, and what we're doing Harinam in there,
We're giving Maya a cardiac arrest.
we're giving Maya a And if they are Arabic or Chinese, then you want to knows more about it. The G, K, right? Okay, so you're making the point that when you're in Times Square, for example, you can make a clear distinction, these miles, across, all these billboards, all this nonsense, and we're doing some devotional things here. So there is quite a good contrast. But in our lives, or when we're in the temple, we are, devotee, but then how do we distinguish, because we still have some contaminations, how do we distinguish what is what sometimes? That's basically the point.
Yeah, like in a temple setting where it might not be as clear. We have this aspect of also dovetailing things. So how can we tell if that's even, I don't know.
How do we dovetail what?
Like, I guess we can take things and dovetail it in Krishna service, but how can we tell if that's also just illusory and that might not?
Yeah. So basically, one can be going on serving for self-aggrandizement, these kind of things, and one can be, yes, it is explained that how the false ego can even act in devotional life. At one point, you become the senior devotee, and you have your position, and somebody is making you prepare for prasad or not, and the false ego has taken a new form. So that is there, and we have to guard against it definitely. It has become spiritual false ego. Then one day you give a lecture and then put in a garland and you, I know the things. Yes, the danger is always there. That's why it's so important to live in a place where you have the association of the Vaishnavas, because they can really help you. Actually, our only shelter, our only anchor in our life is our friends and our seniors and our juniors that we have around us, because they will spot all these subtleties and they will smash our false ego. So we should always strive to have these nice relationships, and we should always strive to improve them and to go deeper. Because when there is transparency in a relationship, then no problem, one can tell you so many things without you getting affected, you getting offended. Everybody should have in his life at least one or two people who believe in him, who have more spiritual knowledge than him, and who are friendly. So these are usually the people who will guide us, and they will help us to individualize all these subtle conditionings, and they will really help us to transcend puja pratishtha, desire for adoration, desire to be distinguished, and so forth. So association is very powerful. we are approaching Krishna through the devotees. It is explained how actually the devotees are the lotus feet of Krishna. We cannot go to Krishna without first approaching the devotees. And more specifically, we have to take instruction. We have to be humble enough to be in a submissive position and inquire submissively that vidi paripatena pripashena sevaya parikshani tevyana jnanina sattvadarshinaha. Just like Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, karpanya darshubhaya svabhava. Now I am surrendered soul to you. I have lost all composure because I am bewildered. So we have to invite this mood. Otherwise we will never be able to understand the transcendental message. We will never be able to understand all these subtleties and churn the milk, go deeper. It all begins with Shraddha and then Sadhusanga. And then to Sadhusanga we evolve. So, transcendental personalism. We're basically moving away from being impersonal, from being selfish, from being Mayavadis. Because Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, this is basically us. We have been raised into this culture. So we're moving away from this culture and we're establishing ourselves in a supremely excellent, eternal Vaishnava culture. And that can only come through the association of the person Bhāgavatam and the book Bhāgavatam. And this is how we will grow. I don't know if I'm giving you some hints.
Yeah, so,
Or something more specific.
yeah, so thank you. This was about, I guess, yeah, this is going on the subtle aspects of Maya, but another thing within like the devotee community, I'm also curious, so to give an example, I stayed with a woman on a farm community, and she had this sign out in front of her house that said, "Thou shalt not kill." And then I'm staying with her, and I'm noticing there's fly traps up, and then there's flies, and she's killing the flies like this, you know. So I'm thinking, okay, that's interesting. And then I go to her neighbor's home, no sign that says "Thou shalt not kill," nothing like that. But she's literally capturing the flies and putting them outside like this. And it's interesting because the woman I was staying with, she was doing the arti and had deities, all these things. And then the neighbor is still a devotee, but not really practicing like this.
Yeah.
I just felt really confused and bewildered. Like, someone has this sign advertising this, but is doing the opposite. And then another person is not advertising anything, and they're actually, you know, doing what her sign says. So I felt very bewildered by that.
Yeah. Kali Yuga, an ocean of mistakes. Yeah, so many mistakes in us. We can see it in our movement. If we want to find fault, if we want to find mistakes, we can find so many. And you know, they say vegans sometimes are more cruel than many times, not just sometimes. Vegans are more cruel than meat eaters. You see, many meat eaters, they're such nice people, you know. They're such a hearty people. You can see sometimes vegans, they want to destroy everybody. Free the cows, free that. So it's free to be the forest, you know. And then they go to the forest and they die because, you know, cows that cannot exist freely in nature, they have to be taken care of. And yeah, we can see even some devotees, you know, sometimes they kill mosquitoes. Why would you kill mosquitoes? You know, they're living entities. You have opened yourself to this precious knowledge and everybody, the spirit soul, on its journey, so how can you do this? But yeah, we have to understand that every case is individual, and we shouldn't be judging every situation by the externals. We have to go deeper and understand. because there are so many contradictions. We might not be understanding the complete picture. Just like something that comes to my mind, Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, or I don't remember where it was exactly, how a materialist, he doesn't have any good qualities. Zero. But a devotee, he is a saint, a saintly personality. Even if he is like the lowest grade or devotee, even if he is a materialistic Kanishta incarnate. So you can see so many people who are living in the world, apparently they might be such a sweet and such pious people. And you can see some devotees or some practitioners from the other religions who are so cruel and ill-mannered and so forth. How is that possible? You know, the materialist is better. Well, no, actually, on the backdrop of infinity, you can see that the materialist, he is bound to degrade himself very quickly. Maybe not in this lifetime, but in the next few lifetimes, he will acquire bad qualities, because this is the nature of the material world. The material world is always pulling to sinful life, because there is no satisfaction, there is no real happiness. But on the other side, the devotee, he is raising up. Once one gets touched by the merciful glance of the devotees, once one gets a little bit of Charnamrita or Prashadam, that's it, it's finished. The spiritual life begins. Prabhupada explained, even if they read a single sentence, even if they see a single word from the books, that is the potency. And then the life starts, the spiritual life. And then, in due time, they will develop saintly qualities. They will become true saints. So in this way, when we look at the world, we have to teach ourselves to be broad-minded and to consider every perspective from many dimensions. Because many things are not what they seem. You know, when Krishna says, wise night for the introspective sage is time of awakening for the materialists. I guess. I don't know if I'm answering the question. I think we're in time and we'll end it up here. Thank you so much. The goal of one day.
It's great, Matanga, Prabhuji.
Jai We keep saying Jai He's cooking lunch. That'd be a good lunch.
Oh, Krishna. Yeah, breakfast good in the morning.
Save the whales.